Welcome to the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary direct from our assignment desk newsroom, otherwise known as my compost heap. Let's see and break down the latest news. The news is I found some Gorilla Lemonade, company born in New Haven, strawberry, in my compost heap. You can now find it 50 places in Connecticut and a new place, Yale University, throughout many of its dining halls. Yale just signed a contract with the New Haven company, the first black-owned beverage company it's ever signed a deal with in its more than 300 years of existence. A New Haven-born company. These guys, on top of their day jobs, pursued the dream, and they still put a big chunk of their profits to feeding hungry people. Way to go, a success story. Now, if you're living near Ferry and Grand, where are you going to buy your Goya beans or your butternut squash? Well, the supermarket that once in the day, back in the day, was called Pegnatero's, was locally owned. Then it was bought out and renamed Everybody's. Then it became C-Town. As this week it's now called, can you guess? Key Foods, also the one in Kimberly Square. Well, whatever you call it, the key point is that they have food that really responds to the needs of a Latin American community and more broadly prevents these neighborhoods from being food deserts. Way to go. Now, what are we going to do with the butternut squash when we're done eating it? In this house, we put it in the compost, bring it back to the earth, and grow healthful food again. New Haven has just applied for $4 million from the feds to try to have a plan so we can all do that, have separate bins for our food scraps and have them composted. West Haven has a pilot facility already, so we want to make that regional. Great idea. Part of the money is also going to be spent, if we get it, on teaching people how to compost, because that's key. Because right now, even though they're trying West Haven, they're failing. They can't use this compost because, in addition to squash, people are throwing sneakers in the compost. You can't throw sneakers in the compost, you can't use it again. But we'll get there. Speaking of getting there, when we talk about these big issues over loose tea or coffee, now outside Coffee and Audubon Street for the next few weeks, instead of parking your car on the street, you can park your butt in a chair. Because New Haven just agreed to let Coffee and 3 other places keep up outdoor patios they set up in a new pandemic plan on parking spaces. They're supposed to take them down during the winter. They never did. The city could have fined them. They said spring's almost here. Let's keep it going. But in the meantime, we have a consensus in town now. We like outdoor dining, including on the street, including on sidewalks. And we're going to have to come up with rules to make sure it's safe in the winter to also have snow plowing. I think we're going to get there. Well, one place we might have a little trouble getting there is keeping trees that we need. Not only grow our food, not only keep the earth healthy, but also block out pollution and make the air cleaner. Dayton Street is a little more than 1 block. It connects Whaley and Fountain. They have only 5 trees there, which are crucial in that completely congested, polluted block. The state is trying to force us to cut down all those trees, even though 4 out of the 5 are healthy. Why? Because the city needs to put in new sidewalks. Old tree roots have made the sidewalk dangerous for people in wheelchairs or otherwise handicapped. But in New Haven, when we have our own street sidewalks we fix, we know how to save the trees. The DOT is always kind of behind us, Department of Transportation. They have to give a permit because it's a state road. And they're saying, we won't give you a permit unless you knock down all the trees. So the city said, I guess we have to. Neighbors are fighting back. They filed an appeal this week. The city's still trying. Let's get there so that instead of sawing off our limbs, we make the whole food chain, from where we buy our food, how we grow it, how we eat it together, how we cook it, and how we compost it. One virtuous cycle. Until next time, this is the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. And remember, always pick up and compost your trash.